Hello, everyone. Welcome back, my beloved kings and queens. My name is Joyce McTeer, and I am your hostess today. I am the owner and operator of LaJoy Creation Designs and M&J Original Boutique. I'm coming to you all today with a pretty much a how to make video on. This is a requested video from one of my subscribers who follow me on Instagram. She reached out to me and asked me if it was any possible way that she just said how to put two coral shells together to make a design. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this, y'all, so we're gonna go ahead and get right on into this here video. Here are the items that you are going to need for this how to make video. You're going to need a piece of sandpaper. Okay, now the sandpaper is to help, and when we get to that, I'll let y'all know exactly what it's for, but it's sandpaper. You're going to need some round nose pliers, some wire cutters. I have some 20 gauge wire. Y'all going to have to excuse my fingernails. Some fish hooks. This glue is some super glue that I am trying out that is from the Dollar Tree. Now, you don't have to go to the Dollar Tree and get this glue. You can use Gorilla Glue or E6000, whatever glue you have, okay? And you're going to need some cowrie shells. All right, now, okay. And these are some shell round disc beads. It's like an angel, not an angel, pearl. Anyway, your choice of beads, whatever that is that you have, okay? Now, when she first reached out to me about making and creating this design, the best to get the best results for this design is that you want your cowrie shells to be almost exactly the same size. Now, sometimes that's kind of impossible because each cowrie shell have their own, they're made up their own little way, okay? You don't have any control over that. So the best thing that you can do is try to size them up as close together so that you can have a good result. So you pretty much want them to come together as close as possible. Okay? Now what I decided to do, because she wants them to be like this. She wants, when she makes her earrings, she wants one side to be shown and the other side to be shown, okay? So basically, with the sandpaper, you use the sandpaper to try to sand it down to really smooth it out so that when you go to glue them, you want it to be like a good fit, okay? So pretty much what you want to do is you want to take each one of your shells and you just want to sand it really, really well. Like sand it down really, really good. And the Dollar Tree has this sandpaper, okay? And it has different grades. So you want to pretty much try to sand it down as much as you can so that when you put the two together, you want them to be as close as possible in size. Now, like I said, trying to get them to be the same size, that's going to be a little difficult. But you want to try to get some. And by the way, I get my coral shells, my cowrie shells, from Amazon. Okay? And what you do is, like I said, you want to sand it down because you want to try to get it as close as possible together, okay? Now, that's going to take you a little time. You're going to have to constantly try to sand it down as much as possible. But what I'm going to do next, I am going to be trying this glue. So I'm going to glue these two pieces together. Now, whenever you all are making anything using any type of toxic glue, because it is toxic, it is poison, you want to make sure you have on some gloves so that you don't. This is some, okay. You don't want to really touch this stuff because it really is poison. And you want to take one of your shells, and all you want to do is you want to try to come around and maybe put a little bit in the middle. Excuse my nose, y'all. And then you want to place these two together and let them dry. So you want to put them together like this. You want to try to put the tail, the top at the top and the bottom pretty much at the bottom. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this down, set this to the side, and hopefully it will dry. Another option that you can do doing this technique is you can use a glue gun. Okay. A glue gun will definitely work if you glue these two together with a glue gun. So I'm going to go ahead, set this off to the side, and let it dry. Okay, y'all, so as you can see, my shells are glued together, and that glue worked really, really well, okay? Now I'm going to take a piece of my 20 gauge wire, and you can snip it for however long you want it to be. And I'm going to take it through my two pieces. I'm going to actually press one piece up. Okay, I'm going to press both sides up. Okay, just like this. Pulling it up, pulling it as tight as I can. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to wrap one side. So, because I want this to be as tight as possible, so I'm going to wrap one side. I'm going to take one side and hold it up, and then I'm going to take this side and start wrapping it around the front of my wire, just like this. Okay, so I'm gonna just start wrapping it just like this. Okay, and I'm gonna continue to wrap it, hold that up, and I'm just gonna continue to wrap it just like this. And I don't know if y'all see what's going on here, but it's moving. Okay, see that? It's starting, every time I wrap it, it moves. Okay, and it is going, pretty much going in the center, and that's pretty much where I want it to be. Okay, so it is in the center, and if you want to, you can add a bead. See, you can add a bead up at the top of this, or I'm going to snip this extra off, and I'm going to squeeze that in. Okay, just like this. It's still going to move a little bit, but it is fine. So here you have that piece. See that right there? I hope you all saw exactly what I did. And it is pretty much in the center. Okay. Now, like I said, you can add on a bead if you want, or you can leave it like this. So my guess is that she doesn't want a bead on it, so I'm just going to make a loop like this. And I'm going to just start wrapping that around just like this. Okay. All right. And that's still going to allow the bead to be in the center. So when you put your fish hooks on, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to snip all this extra wire off. Okay. It's still going to be facing this way. And then what you do is you take your fish hooks and you can add your fish hooks on just like this. So you'll have one bead facing this way and one bead facing that way. And these are really, really cute, to be honest with you. I've never did this before, but this is really, really cute. Now, if you want to add on something extra down the bottom, I'm going to take another piece of my 20 gauge wire. Okay. And I'm going to come down the bottom of my sheet sails. Now this may be a little different. I'm working it. Yep, got it, y'all. Well, I'm actually working it down. You don't want to be too rough with it, because you don't want to crack the shells while you're trying to get it down and down through here. So I'm going to take my pliers. Yes, I got that down. I got one of them down, and then I got the other one down. So here you go. So I got both of them down, and I'm going to pretty much do this the same exact way I did the first one, and pinch it over. And I'm going to wrap it around, and then just continue to wrap it around like this. And as you can see, it is moving. The wire is moving in the center as I am wrapping it. And you gotta have excuse me, y'all, I don't know why my voice sounding all froggy. Okay. Okay, and it's getting nice and tight. All right, so I believe this is good. And so this is what you're gonna have. Okay, and then I'm gonna snip off this little extra piece right here. Now you may have to do this a couple of times to really get it the way you want it, because it's kind of tricky, but once you get it, you got it. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice, y'all. So here you have it. So then I'm going to take this part of my shell, slide it on, just like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna take and just pinch this. You can pinch this either front or back. I'm gonna pinch it to the front, and then I'm gonna wrap it around this part. So I'm going to take it and just come to the front, because I'm not going to make any more loops, and then I'm just going to start wrapping this around just like this. Okay. All right. And I'm going to take it to the back. And then I'm just going to snip this extra piece off. Now, what you can do is you can now, if you want, since this is both a two-sided earring, you can either showcase it this way, or you can showcase it with the wire in the back this way. But like I said, this was the first time that I've ever did anything like this. I hope this helps. And this is just something new, a different technique that you all can make and create. My hands are little. So with that being said, I know y'all have been waiting for this video. I finally got it to y'all. Okay, so with that being said, I want to take this time to say thank you all so very much. Please make sure you give this video and many others a thumbs up, a like, and a share. And I want to say thank you all to my new and super supporters. I greatly appreciate all of you all's help. I appreciate you taking the time out to watch, to listen, and write a comment. It is all valuable to me, and I greatly appreciate it. So with that being said, my beloved kings and queens, until the next video, peace and blessings. See ya.